Welcome back on another episode as we talk to Jabidii straight out in Kenya. We are really super honored to be invited back this side and of course to understand a couple of artists in Africa and of course around East Africa. My name is Brian Sichuranda back in Kenya. Of course nyongera kwa buzaka abachari ku mukutu mugamba mutya abali ku akatundu kafako okubirika nonga twongera kubanga tumanya omwimbi waffe ate mukwano gwa mulungi nnyo amanyiddwa nga Jabidii. Tukapa pamoja basi bado tunajuana tunaelewana yani ndio hizo maana zenye tuko nazo katikati hapa Nairobi, Kenya. So Jabidii, we are back and of course it was really special in the first episode as we were talking about your life, how you've moved and how the grace has been upon your life most of the time. And couple of these days the pride is killing our gospel artists. You know, if you happen to have fans, hey Jabidii, you know, the ladies and also other people who really praise you up, you find yourself to be like, now I'm bigger than God. And we forget where we come from. How do we fight this? How do we be better? How do we really represent the picture that we are representing as Christians?
About this issue of pride actually is that it has been a major challenge that is normally killing not only even gospel artists but our artists and people who are doing art, you see, because you see now for me, but for the gospel artists I don't expect it to be that much, but you know now the reality is that pride is killing our gospel artists even more than is doing with the secular people. And you know moreover here in Kenya there is a moment where, like, you see, there is a generation that even came and they did the disconnection between church and the ministry, like the musician, you see. So they did a disconnection of where, like, you know, you are bringing that pride even to your pastor. You're bringing that pride because you're feeling now, you know what, God have blessed me and maybe I'm even driving a good car than my pastor, so I'm feeling like, you know, God has blessed me more than my pastor. So I think is a really big challenge to like not just in Kenya but worldwide. But I think for me, I normally say, if you remember who called you and if you really know who called you, I don't think pride will enter you. Because, you know, one thing that fans doesn't know or even the new artist doesn't know is that whatever you are seeing is it was built in a secret, you see, behind, like it was built on our knees. We built it on our knees, and that time we were crying and we were telling God, you know, God, may you just favor us, may you just give us the favor. And when God brings the favor, we tend to forget. So you see, there was that disconnection between the church and now let me just call it the gospel industry. Because now you see, first of all, it started when you see now like there's that difference when now you see, like, this artist was young and now he feels like, you know, he's driving the same car with the pastor or even the better car than the pastor. So now he feels like, you know what, God has blessed me more than the pastor. And you know, it reached a point where, you know, the pastor feels like, you know, you've been here from day one, so now even when you minister to the church, we don't deserve to pay you or to appreciate you, you see. So with that one, you know, and then when these artists are big, they feel like, you know, they are spending a lot on their music and everything, and now there's that I think just disagreement that here these people are feeling like, okay, the pastor not appreciating us, and moreover we are even better than them, or maybe outside that we are being paid more than we are doing appreciating church. They just felt like, you know what, now the pride came in. But one thing I normally say, is that if you know who called you, I don't think the pride will come in, because you see, by the end of the day, like whatever people are seeing out here, we build it through we build it on our knees. We were fasting and praying. You're asking God for that maybe one hit song or maybe that favor. So when God brings that favor, sometimes we tend to forget that how we ask it or how we plead it. And you know, one thing I normally know is the same way God gave you, the same way you can take it. You know, one thing that normally inspires me is the story of King Saul and David. You see, King Saul ruled for like 40 years. And you know, in these 40 years, only 2 years he ruled with God. You see, God was when he was listening to God, or he was ruling with God within 2 years. But the rest 38 years, he was not listening to God. He was rebellious, you see. But it didn't stop him to be a king. So it means God can give you that gift, but if you become stubborn, if pride came in, it doesn't mean that it will take away the gift, but it will leave you the gift, but it will stay away from you, like it will step back. But now the problem is when God step back, he will raise someone. And when he's raising someone, he's raising someone who will come to get you over, to take over and to take you out of there. So when we become stubborn, we remember, like, you know what, God is raising someone somewhere. When that pride come in, it doesn't mean that we will, like, our voice will go like that. And maybe we might see, like, you see even people who have crossed now to secular, they are doing good and they have that pride and they are saying, you know what, you gospel people, and they are pointing finger, they are saying they are better where they are. It doesn't mean God will take away their voice, or God will just, you see, they will still be singing that secular, but now what, God is raising someone who is coming to take over, who is coming to make them look like, you are doing nothing. When someone comes like that and be better than you, and you had pride, now you will look lesser. You see, you will look lesser. So God is bringing someone who will kill Goliath in your kingdom. You see, is like what you never did is coming to do that. So let pride not come in while ministering to God. Yes. Let's not tend to forget what God, or maybe the role that God played in our lives. Yeah.
And you remind me this saying of saying, I know who I am, and we know who we serve most of the time. And also in Uganda, we have the saying, we say, beautiful people are always born. You can't say you are the last beautiful person onto this planet. So that is really very super amazing. And of course, coming back to the pastor issue.
One thing, always remember this, like, after you, before that pride comes in, just remember that after you there will be another. You're not the last one.
You talked about that gap between the pastors and the artists. I may say that's why a couple of pastors, they don't want to support a couple of artists, and then we end up crying, where is our pastors? You organize an event or a launch in the church, you find yourself the main pastor, or the pastor is not in the church because you want him to tell people to support you, and he has built his crowd, and you want that crowd also to be yours, and we end up like, our pastors are not helping us. Because is that the main important because of that thing, because it comes into the pride. Now you look at your church where you come from, everyone knows you, jab, and of course you find yourself like you are really super good, and also sometimes with the pastor, right?
One thing about gospel ministry and gospel industry, like way back, do you know so many artists who are singing gospel, who are singing secular? If you follow like their route, they'll tell you, you know what, we started singing in church, but they just felt not appreciated there. They felt, the keyboardist, the person maybe who was doing whatever, he just felt like not appreciated. He just felt like, pastor is being maybe paid by the end of the month, or maybe being appreciated this and this, but me, I'm not being appreciated. So this is one thing that we need to know, like, okay, this is my gift, and God said, you see that your gift will bring you in front of kings. So like will make you just live good. So we need to as pastors, they need to understand that, okay, the same way the ministry is the one that making them like live like that, and maybe they're living for God through that ministry. They should not to like, okay, we should support this artist so that they, after maybe they have been blessed from somewhere else, they will still come back to church. But now you see, if we deny them the blessing, or if we don't support them, if they get it from somewhere else, they will just go and they won't come back. So it's a culture that nowadays we have big artists, we have big gospel artists that we don't know even where they going to church to. We don't know even their pastors. We don't know, like, they just started singing gospel or something positive, and then we categorize it as a gospel, and now we know them as a gospel artist, but we don't know their pastors. We don't know, and that's that's really a big problem, because when this person start doing some things, there's no one who will come and even like be responsible or accountable to whatever he's doing. So we should bring that bridge, and first of all, it start by, pastor being appreciating like the gift in church. pastor trying to mentor the gift in church, you see, and they try even to support. It's not like a must the pastor remove his own money, but you can even tell the congregation, you know what, like we can support this person this way. We can even buy their songs. There are nowadays, is there skiza in Uganda? You can say, you know what, you can put the song maybe for like you can take these people's song as your skiza, and in that way these people will feel support at home. But if we allow them to go and get that same thing outside, then we'll be losing this ministry, or maybe like music or art like ministry.
Okay, that is very important. Of course, the artists on the show and the people who are watching Africa Connect, those who intend to become artists or become ministers of God, it's very important to follow as Jabi is telling us about his life, and of course the musical and the advices that we are getting. We have a big challenge in our home about the crowd support. Everyone cries about the crowd support. Personally, how have you constructed your crowd support and to people who really love you so much? Because me, I know some of them. I'm a testimony on that, because I've seen a couple of people loving you so much more than but in Uganda it's a bit difficult for us. So coming back, how do we build this? How do we really put the foundation of a single artist to build that crowd support?
You know, nowadays it's very easy, because you know, like now we have social media. We can interact, we can talk to our fans on social media. But one thing I normally advise artists is to like involve your fans in your music. Involve your fans in your life, you see, because you know most of artists nowadays they do vlog. That's part of them just inviting their fan into their life. Maybe for me, Jabidii, I've not been doing that, because you know, maybe I'm this person, or maybe sometimes I will tend to like people not to know maybe my other side, but now, or maybe the other things maybe I'm doing, or maybe my day-to-day life. But in my music, I will involve my fans by, you see, the challenge, just even reposting whatever they're like. If someone, because you need just even those 10 fans, those 10 loyal fans, because sometimes videos can be like you can't repost everything, because you see, like right now we have a song Bila Jasho. It has over 150,000 videos challenge. We can't repost like all of them, but just making people, or maybe even the people who started it, part of it, we reposting them, we appreciating them, you see, that will make this person feel like part of you. He's supporting someone that he knows, he's supporting someone. But now if we tend to like bring that star, because you know, now one thing we need to know that the fans are the one who are setting the agenda. The agenda now is not being set by the radio or maybe by the TV. The agenda is not being set by the artist. You know, we had a first generation where the artists were the one who set the agenda, and then later on it was like the media. You see, but now the agenda is now in the hand of the fan. So if you are not in a good relationship with this fan, he will just do his own thing. We are in that generation where that the TV is playing this, but the person who is setting the agenda is on YouTube, is on TikTok, doing what he knows that you see. So people are the one who are setting the agenda. So one thing we need to do now as an artist, like, is to like just bring our pride down, and now try to look what is the people who are setting the agenda want. You see, so you need to like know what do you want, what do they want. You need to like sometimes even to a one-on-one chat, because now it's not a must you go to like in the field and in the ground and maybe you know see like politics. You see, it's just something that first of all you become a good observant. You know, before I do this, how do I involve my fan in? How do my fan feel part of it? Because now the people who are setting the agenda, they want to feel part of it. If they feel they're not part of it, they won't even do the challenge. They won't even do anything. So the most important thing now is that we should know who are setting the agenda now. So first of all, it has come out from the media. It has come out from and that's why when you see the YouTube, there are so many like these online TVs that maybe they are coming up. They are now, you see the way you guys have just coming to the artists. It's like you are coming to the ground. It's not like maybe sometimes it's good for artists to come because it's easier, but sometimes just doing this is even better.
Building a relationship between an artist maybe with a media or a YouTuber person who does like YouTube he comes right here, he records you up, and of course, that is really very important. And of course, to the YouTubers there, and to the people, of course, the artists, and to the people who are doing anything that needs in the support of the people. That's our take, as Jabidii really said. And of course,